They coming, hit the button, hit the button. Young world, the events of yesterday in Washington, D.C. look like a bunch of monkeys climbing up walls and all type of extra crazy stuff. I'm not even interjecting my personal opinion into it, just the observation of the circumference of the surrounding area. It looked like a bunch of wild animals and monkeys out there doing a bunch of crazy stuff, but the hypocrisy, the mother effing hypocrisy. Like I said before in the video, which may be on private now, I don't know, I said it on a video not too long ago about Trump supporters. And this is what I was saying about Trump supporters on Facebook, people I know in real life that I've been knowing for a long time, grew up with, people I met in professional world, stuff like that. I never deleted the Trump supporters off of my Facebook because, for one, I wanted to see what these people were saying as stuff is going on and see how they really feel. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to cut the source of information off. And when I say Trump supporters, I'm not saying it as a person like me saying I totally oppose Trump and everything. Like, at the end of the day, I can care less. I'm not a Republican or it. But the thing about Trizzy, aka Donald Trump, that a person like me does appreciate is the fact that he will say something out of the ordinary. And the Joker got jokes. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny when every time I hear him call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, I mean, my heart just melts. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if I hear him say, it's just all the stuff he says. It gets me for a second caught up, and it's completely, you know what I'm saying, hilarious. And another thing about the Joker I like is the fact that we already presume him. Most people presume him as being racist. Is he or not? We're not gonna get into the bottom of that, but we can presume that he's a racist. And I'd rather have a person that we presume as being racist in there that we could say we feel like we know is racist, as opposed to a Joker that's gonna hold your hand and throw you in the goddamn water with a goddamn electrical socket to shock you when you wake you up when you realize that, damn, I'm dealing with a damn monster here dressed in sheep's clothing. Trump is not that. Trump is just who he is. We can identify, even whether he's in on all this stuff or not. Of course, he's part of the machine, but it's still, and also he's the type of person that will slip up and just say something that's on his mind that may give you insight as to what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Whether orchestrated or not. Other politicians, other presidents, they won't say, you'd be lucky to hear anything from these jokers. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You won't hear goddamn nothing. You'd be wondering what's going on. They won't say nothing. Trizzy will get on Twitter and tweet, you know what I'm saying, tell you something straight up. It might crush you. It might make you think it's funny. It might hurt your feelings, whatever, but he'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Joker like Biden, they're not doing that. And also, what's interesting about Biden, you see how the whole goddamn election campaign process, he was just old, feeble, weak, old man. And then all of a sudden that call leaked like 2-3 weeks ago, and you've seen the real Biden come out. And that had to scare all these Saturday night Negroes who've been jumping around for Biden for the past all these months. That had to scare the living daylights out of them when they heard his ass on that leaked audio phone call. I forgot exactly what he said, but he was bossed up and on some hardcore type stuff. You know, he was like, look, I told y'all, like, but the whole entire time during the election, probably he was, you know what I'm saying, acting all old and feeble, and you couldn't, and your old grandpa, and you don't want to hurt, he's, you know what I'm saying, weak. Just like Kamala Harris, you ain't never seen her hardly ever during the whole process with any pictures of her white husband, the whole entire campaign. I knew people that said they didn't even know the Joker had a damn white husband the whole time. These are the little tricks they play, you know what I'm saying? One thing about Trump is a spirit. Like I said before, Trump is a person that people like for different reasons, you know what I'm saying? More black people like Trump than people want to admit, but it's not for the same reason that racist white people like him. So there's many different reasons why many different people like certain aspects of Trump. Not saying that some black people that like him, not saying they love him and feel like he's the best choice as far as like they would choose him to be the quote unquote president if there was like a better choice. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as opposed to other people who are available like Biden and these type of jokers that have done nothing but worse than what stuff or the same. It's all the same goddamn thing at the end of the goddamn day. It's all the same. They're all the same. It's just a big ass WWF event. However, the people that support or that watch, the regular citizens, are what you gotta or who you gotta pay attention to have a certain type of intellect and insight of how the direction of our country is going and where it's been and where it's coming from and where it may go in the future. The hypocrisy of some of these white Trump supporters, I'll say, the stone cold racists who appear to be racist Trump supporters. When the BLM stuff was going on and the marching and the riots, when all the chaos was happening, a lot of people that were in these towns on foot, on the ground that was there was saying, look, these people that came in were not from us. They were some Antifa type hired agents that were brought here to cause chaos and have unrest. That's what people were saying in many cities of these Black Lives Matter protests were going on. And Joker, I'm not saying I support Black Lives Matter either, because we all know the truth of that is also a bunch of hypocrisy and corruption. So I'm not getting into that, but I'm just saying from face value. So when people were saying that, these Trump supporters and these racist people that are racist Trump supporters were like, oh no, it's just a bunch of monkeys acting crazy and people can't control themselves, wild animals. Even though you still saw most of these people that were doing this action were white, the ones that were popping it off, the aftermath is they would make sure they would catch black looters, is what was the main thing that was portrayed in the media. So these white Trump supporters had no room and no, you know what I'm saying, no open mind of the fact that it could have been other people being brought in from outside. But now, all of a sudden now, looking through my Facebook, some of these white Trump supporters that are on my Facebook, miraculously now, what I'm seeing is them saying, this wasn't the regular Trump supporters that was, well, that was my door opening and all kind of stuff, my dog. Now they're on there saying, this wasn't the Trump, because some of them were actually there and got pictures of people that were actually down there at this rally yesterday. They're like, it wasn't us. If we were all there peacefully, it was a peaceful protest. Everybody was pretty much just calm going, and then she was like, when whoever announced that the electoral whatever was the turning point of the whole situation yesterday, she was like, that's when all of a sudden people started getting real emotional. These people came out of nowhere, started storming in and all this type of stuff, and it wasn't us. There were some Antifa type people, or I don't know if she used the word Antifa, but she was like, there were people that came out of nowhere. They weren't part of the actual Trump supporters. They were a different type of people that came that weren't with us. Now all of a sudden, that's a respectable avenue that people can consider that may have happened. But when all the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, no, it was just a bunch of black monkeys acting like animals, jumping around, and that was it. Looting, stealing. They don't have jobs, so they're able to go. That's all you was hearing from these racist Trump supporters. But now all of a sudden, these same racist white Trump supporters that was saying that now are saying the same thing that the BLM people at the marches were saying. These people that were causing this chaos were brought in from somewhere else with an agenda. So what does that mean? I say all that to say this. Everybody is being duped. Just like I've been saying the whole time. Everybody is being played. Everybody. Everybody is being played and being misled and misdirected. There's a reason for it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend, because I done made certain predictions and thoughts I thought, and it's, on one hand, some of them play out. On the other hand, there's always something else that comes that's totally left field and make you be like, damn, this is not what I thought it was at all. This is something totally out of the ordinary that I didn't see coming at all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to sit here and go the prediction route right now. One thing I definitely feel like I do know what's going on, though, amongst other things that could be going on at the same time, is this. Part of the reason why stuff like this happens, why they do this, is to make you believe that the whole voting process is real. This is the extent that they will go to wrap all this chaos around this whole idea to make it appear that this is the extent that people are going to make this appear real, to make the whole thing, on surface value, we can just say the election was rigged, of course, on surface value. But even that is part of the plan to make it appear that somebody would have to even go to the extent of needing to rig it to make it look like it's something that is a actual process. You gotta understand this is chess, not checkers. Just to make you believe that this is a real thing. Wrap chaos around it. That's how everything. That's how, you know what I'm saying, stuff is pushed. Agendas are pushed. Wrap some chaos around it to make it look like there's stories within the story, but the whole story itself from the beginning is fraudulent. What this opportunity should have presented to Americans in general is that we are all being played on all sides. Everybody is being played, and there's no goddamn way you can sit here and say that they couldn't have been prepared for this. Everybody been knowing this was coming for the past. How many videos have I made over the past few months, and everybody else talking that the chaos is coming? How the hell they were not prepared for this at all? Like, how were they not ready for this one bit? Doesn't make any type of sense at all. Not one. So what I'll say is, yeah, I'm sure there was really definitely some regular diehard Trump supporters down there that was in on it, but I also do believe that a lot of these people that were doing this chaos were agents of an agenda. The same way it was with the BLM marches. Agents for an agenda were brought in to make all this chaos happen. So everybody needs to wake the hell up. Everybody's so caught up with this Republican Democrat stuff, and this you got to wake up and get bigger and think bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? You got to just be on a different type of try to get past this, because this ain't going nowhere but down and backwards the way everything is looking right now as a whole in this country.